Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? This is an update to the story that I did the other day on Mr. Nazrat Ahmad Yar. He is the international interpreter who worked along the U.S. military, and he was found deceased while driving a lift. And I showed you guys the video and everything about what happened to him. So the Afghan national who served alongside the U.S. military as an interpreter, who escaped with his family during a chaotic exit from the country 2 years ago. Like I said, he perished, okay, in Washington this week. And he was a 31-year-old father of 4. He served the United States valiantly during the war, but he lost his life in Washington, D.C., which has been run to the ground, to be honest. D.C. reported that Yar was out with his friends on Sunday night when his wife asked him to come home. A driver for the ride-sharing service Lyft, Yar told her he needed to work to pay the rent just after midnight on Monday morning when he was shot in his car. The young father was transported to an area hospital, but he did not survive his injuries, as we know. A GoFundMe campaign has been launched to take care of his family. And according to the campaign, Yar served as an interpreter for the Army Special Forces troops for more than a decade in Afghanistan. His oldest child is 13. His youngest child is 15 months old. Yar helped America in its battle against extremism, only to be taken out in a city that has, to be honest with you, surrendered to criminal elements. Sadly, this encounter with whoever shot him was not Yar's first experience with America's plague of urban crime. It was reported that Yar relocated his family from Kabul to Philadelphia in 2021. He left for the D.C. suburb of Alexandria, Virginia, after being robbed at gunpoint. And his friend said, "I can't emphasize enough how he was always helping. Leaving the house was very dangerous for him, but he was always eager to help someone else who is a good guy. His children were the most important thing to him, and he brought them here so they could be safe." Oh, rest in peace, Mr. Yar. Rest in peace. An officer who served alongside Mr. Yar spoke about him in an interview. He said he was most certainly a marked man if he stayed in Afghanistan. That's what retired Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Butler said. He served this country a great deal more than I did. I did 42 months in combat, but that was nowhere near what he had. Butler, who helped Yar with his immigration paperwork, added, "You just don't have words to describe how you feel about someone who had given so much to his country, not as a citizen, but then comes here and experiences some of the worst behavior our country has to offer. The irony is really thick here." This incident was caught on surveillance camera, like I showed you in the other video. The video shows 4 young males running after a gun was discharged. One of the suspects in the clip yelled, "You just killed him." Another responded, "He was reaching, bro." The suspects all appear to be young. They are described as 4 boys, which means, according to the city and the country's current laws, they were not supposed to be in possession. The law failed to dissuade one of them from using it, who was to commit this crime on a man who is just trying to support his family. This country has failed Yar. Democrats have failed Yar. When they withdrew U.S. forces from his country in a chaotic manner 2 summers ago, leaving Americans and Afghans alike dead or under the threat of execution. On Monday, the party's domestic policies failed him, this time costing him his life and leaving his children broken and his wife a widow. Not even the Taliban managed to complete that feat. Police are seeking the suspects in the case and are offering a $25,000 reward for information that will lead to an arrest. Now, here is a news release that was put out by the Metropolitan Police Department. It says, for immediate release, suspects sought in homicide 400 block of 11th Street Northeast. Detectives from the Metropolitan Police Department's homicide branch seek the public's assistance in identifying and locating suspects in a homicide that occurred on Monday, July 3rd, 2023, in the 400 block of 11th Street Northeast. At approximately 12:08 a.m., God bless you, 1st District officers responded to the listed location for the report of an unconscious person. Upon arrival, officers located an adult male shooting victim inside of a vehicle. DC Fire and Emergency Medical Services responded to the scene and transported the victim to an area hospital for treatment. After all life-saving efforts failed, the victim was pronounced. The decedent has been identified as 31-year-old Nasrat Ahmad Yar of Alexandria, Virginia. The suspects were captured by surveillance camera and can be seen in the video. The Metropolitan Police Department currently offers a reward of $25,000 to anyone that provides information which leads to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for each homicide committed in the District of Columbia. Anyone with information about this case is asked to call the police at 202-727-9099. Additionally, anonymous information may be submitted to the department's text tip line by sending a text message to 50411. So if you do have any information on this incident, please do your due diligence and call that phone number. I'll say it again, 202-727-9099. Please help Mr. Yar's family and children bring the person or persons who did this to justice. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Okay, I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.